Good morning, everybody. How's that? We've got some sound now. I've just turned it on. 20-second delay. You should be hearing things now.
Not now.
Or, yeah,
Shortly.
In that sort of now frame of video stuff that we do. Morning, David. Morning, everybody. That still can't hear me. We've got to turn your hearing aid up, Lee. That's what you got to do. It's your age, mate.
No, it's literally only just happened. It's where it says hooray.
It's your age. You're getting old now. Morning, Tony. Morning, Stuart. Yeah, the sound wasn't on. Morning, Philip. Sound wasn't on because I hadn't pushed the little red button. You push the little red button on the microphone and hooray, you get sound. Morning, Wayne. Morning, Andy. Julian, good morning. Sounds good. Well done, Brian. It's okay for me. Yeah, I'm only 61. 62 this year. Wow. Where did that time go? Mostly in lockdown, I feel. Morning, Mark. Helen Bailey. Good morning. Oh, how, Helen Bailey? The chat stopped. We've gone red. We've come back again. We're still dealing with 4G broadband. We've heard nothing from OpenReach. Bit of buffering, yeah, it shouldn't buffer. Until I can get the fibre in here, we're always going to have a little problem, I feel, which drives me mental in this day and age, I've got to be honest. Right, so I think we're back up and running. I can see a green light to my left on the screen. If it's green in OBS, it means you've got a good stream. When it goes amber, it's getting dodgy. When it goes red, add it. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to play around with a bit of, get in the camera, a bit of hot melt glue, a bit of wood, and some spray paint. I think everybody's quite safe today because I'm not going to be spinning it with wet paint on, but we'll see. Who knows what's going to happen. So, we're going to turn this little bit of sycamore, I'll bring it over to you, you can see it on the camera, little bit of sycamore, it's 6 inch by 4, and we're going to do a sort of potty thing with it, add a bit of colour and see what we will see. It's spalted, so I don't know if you can see that really well. I'll bring it up to the camera. It's spalted around, so that will help the effect. So, we're going to fix with the aid of the screw chuck, which I safely put down just a few seconds ago. There we go. Get into here. So let's switch cameras for you. Bang, we're going overhead. Now, anybody that follows it on Facebook, you may have seen we've now been messing around. Now we're a few weeks into this. A few months, isn't it, really? We worked out what we need to do and what we needed. So we now put a rig up where we've got 4 cameras in play. 1 that I can talk into, 3 on the lathe. Microphone's dead above the lathe. Sound should be good as long as I remember to put it on. Morning, Mike Walt. Sorry you're late. 10 lines. I must not be late for Mike Walt. So, we're going to use a screw chuck. It would help if I turn the lathe on. Shows you I'm organised. You've lost me for a second. Wood turning with no power on your lathe don't really work. I've tried it, but it doesn't work. Unless, of course, you've got a treadle lathe or the old-fashioned bodger lathe. I haven't got a treadle lathe, I've got a bodger lathe that I made. I went on a course to learn how to make a lathe and turn a few things. So I've tightened the blank onto the chuck, and what I'm really wanting to make sure of is that the face of the blank is tight against the jaws. So it looks tight to me, but I can always lock the spindle off, give it another turn and make sure I get it as tight as possible. So that's the blank on. We'll bring the tool rest up. Our first project is to bring it to round. I'll pinch that up and then turn it by hand and make sure she's free of the tool rest. Probably bring that tool rest in. Now always have your tool rest as close as possible so that if there's anything goes wrong, you haven't got a big gap between you and the tool rest. Because we're on a screw chuck and I'm just bringing it around, I can bring my live centre into play. So anytime I can bring up the live centre.
Right, streaming, we're live, we're good.
Hello. Hello everybody.
You'll wait 20 seconds then, won't you? There you go. You're back.
Hello everybody.
People see you, they're saying you're back.
We're back. Right, I am woeful. Well, I'm not woeful. This broadband that we've got is woeful. It's 40 quid a month for a waste of money. I shall be on to the Monday morning. This is the problem. Once we get, if we get the fibre in, then we won't experience any of these problems. So that's why I'm just angry at Mayfair here. Do you remember him? Kenny Everett. Right, so what I was saying, let's start from the beginning. We put the blank on, resume, put the blank on, it's on a screw chuck. We brought up the live centre, so it's trapped between centres for extra safety. We've turned the piece by hand to make sure it's not going to foul on the tool rest. We've locked the tool rest up, and we've got a 3/8 bowl gouge in our hand, my little favourite Excelsior gouge. So I turn the lathe on, slowly stand out the way, slowly turn the speed up, and I bring it up. Now my lathe's shaking, so I either go faster or back the speed off. I'm backing the speed off. We're spinning at just around about 1000 RPM. My safety glasses are down. I'm standing to the side of the lathe. My tool's into my side. I slide the bevel up, lift the handle, get my cut, and just lean across the lathe bed. And we're just bringing this blank into round. Another cut there. I might stop this. I've now made a mess on the floor. This workshop was spotless because the other night I did meet the turner and there wasn't a cobweb, there wasn't a bit of dust anywhere. Now I've got shavings all over my floor. I might take up needlecraft, not going to really. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting shape into this straight away. And all I'm going to do is taper it. Now I'm picking my cut up and coming back a step at a time. I'm using a push cut and pushing the tool along, and as I come along I raise my handle to take a bit more and 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 a bit more, and each time I come back about half an inch. Back again. And again. Now we've got quite a distance over the tool rest, so oh, I headbutted the camera. Did everybody feel that? I just moved the tool rest around to get more support, and now I'll come back again. And we're developing a cone. I'm not worried about the finish at the moment. This wood's spalted, so it's tearing out a little bit. I'm going to tidy that up in a minute. Now, before I go any further, I just want to mark out for my spigot. And I'm going to do a spigot at 46mm. That's somewhere around there. Left hand point, scribe a line, there's our line. So I've got to leave a bit of wood for the shoulder, for the jaws to sit on. So now I'm going to do a couple of fine cuts down, and now I'm dropping my handle down and using just under the tip, nice light cut. Travel at the speed of the lathe. Just try and get my shavings as a continuous flow. There, and then we do another one. Now if I want to travel faster, I turn the speed up. Wood comes over the cutting edge faster, so I can move faster. Just raise the handle a little bit as we come down. Nearly there, one more. I'm going to stop about there because this is going to be our dovetail and our hold on point, so I can come down again. Just rubbing the bevel as we go. Now what I'm going to do is lift the handle and push in. I want this to roll under a little bit at the end, so I'm just coming down very finely. Nice and gentle, making this cone type shape. And as I come down just for the bottom, and I raise the handle and push in. Now what I'm going to do is come back the other way and take a bit of this waste wood out.
I'll drop the stream enough.
Always dropping the stream.
There you go, bit rate's back up.
Bit rate's back up. We should be back with you again in a minute.
Yeah.
We're back. Mike, you can't believe how frustrated I am. If I could get hold of the broadband thing and put it on the lathe and turn it into shreds, that's exactly what I would do. Anyway, so where we were at, we were coming down. I've removed a bit of waste because this bit at the end here, mind your finger as you point, this bit at the end here is purely for our spigot. So I'm just creating a bit of a curve in at the bottom by lifting the handle and pushing in. I'll come back the other way, get the waste out of the way. Then I can just tuck this under a bit, somewhere there. Now, if you're going to do something like this, what you've got to make sure is this is nice and straight. You can't have it wavy edged. You can always use a straight edge to bring it on like this. We're a tad out at the moment. I've got a little raise just about here, so I want to get rid of that. So now I'm just going to pick this up very lightly. There. There's that. And there's a bump there. For some reason I'm bumping there, so let's get rid of that. We want to make this right. Let me just pick this up. That's better. Now we got our shape, the shape that we want for this. We could put a little cove in the top to a little lip. Should we do that? So we just pick up the cut here, and as we come up, we just twist ourselves away, come back a little bit, come up, twist ourselves back into the lathe. Another one back here. Handle towards me, come up, come up, come up, and I start twisting ourselves away. And you can see the difference that makes. Just having that little flare out adds something to the piece. So that's our shape into our piece. Are we still with you? Oh, we're still with you. Look, that must be a record this morning. 4 minutes and it hasn't cut out. Fantastic. Happy days. So now I want the threaded skew to cut my spigot. Sorry, I left that over on the other lathe. I'm back. I raised my tool rest up. And I just want to come, so the tool rest is on centre, and then I use my skew as a scraper and just come into the line. When I look to cut this, I'm looking over on this face on the opposite side, and I can see the wood reducing to the line. There we are onto the line. So I'll come back. Onto my line again. And I'll just tidy off the swarf there on that corner. And I just want to make sure that I'm nice and square on this shoulder. And I'm just a tad out. Oh. This is the problem. I have to put my glasses on these days. Now I've got my glasses, I can see where I'm going. Now it's crucial that this is flat. Anybody that's new to turning that's watching, it is crucial that this is flat, because this is where you make your jaws sit onto there. So once we're sure that's flat, like that, the rule is you shouldn't be able to get a note, £5 note or something, between the face of your jaws and this shoulder of wood. If you can, then it's not cut properly. So we've done that. What we're going to do now is just sand the outside of this piece quickly. I've left everything on the other lathe this morning because I'm a plum. I don't have to sand too much, just a tad, so we're just going to start with something like 180. There's no marks that we've got to get rid of. So 180 in here, get in there, up here, and round. Now when you're doing this, wear your dust mask, because you might be creating more sawdust than I'm doing there. Joe's just pointed out we can't put the extractor on, because in our workshop move I never reconnected the extractor, so, but I'm not going to sand too much. That was a bit of 180. I'm coming on to 240s, trying to set up the extractor. .240. .320. Stop. Let's just check that. That's fine. Up on the top there. Hold on, I'm going to put the overhead extractor on. You'll hear a bit of a, but it won't be too bad. So I'll put the overhead extractor on. That's going to draw the dust away from us. It's the other side of the lathe. Joe's going to stick on an extractor. There. So there's our little bowl. Little kick out. We could make that kick out more if we wanted to, but that will do us. So now the old hot melt glue. Actually, I'll put it into, I'll plug the hot melt glue gun in, and we will, while that's warming up, that's it. No, because we need to organise pipes. So we've now got the extractor in place. So what I'm going to do now is not take the screw chuck out at the moment. I'll turn it round, put it into the jaws of the chuck, push it in, tighten down on that. Once it's pinched up, quarter of a turn is enough. Make sure that I wouldn't get anything between there. Turn the speed down, turn the lathe on, turn it up, and there she's running nice and true. She bounced there because we've done nothing with that face yet, but here she's running nice and true. Okay, I'll just get a spanner to remove the screw cup. Pop, 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 pop. Screw chuck, wrong spanner. I had a choice of two. Yeah, I'll get rid of that screw chuck. So our screw chuck is now gone. Put the spanners somewhere safe. Put the screw chuck somewhere where I can find it later. I don't need it again today. Well, not unless this breaks up on us. So, we've sanded to 320, which is fine. We're waiting for the glue gun to get hot. Ah, we're there. Spare stick of glue. So now we're going to put some glue over this. Have a glue stick ready. And you can do the pattern whatever way you like. You can be really concise, really random. Entirely up to you. My trigger's packed up on my glue gun, so I'm having to push the glue through the nozzle. But that'll do, something like that. Obviously you could have the lathe spinning and put your glue on. That makes a mess. But we're not doing that, so off with that. Turn the glue gun off. Now we give this a second to dry. You can see, I don't know if you can quite see this on the camera, we've got little wispy bits. Yeah, so we want to get rid of those. And the way to do that is of course Mrs. Oliver's hairdryer. So we turn this on. Now go home with the heat and it will get rid of the fine strands. You just keep going round till they're gone. You can peel them off, just brush them away. Hair dryers are best for this, rather than hot guns, because hot guns will melt all the glue, but we obviously want some strands of glue left. Well, not obviously, you'll see why in a minute. Some strands of glue left on this. So I'm just trying to get rid of anything that's hair size. Not that I remember what hair size is, of course. That was a long while ago I had hair. Just keep going round. And obviously the more time you spend doing this, the neater you can make it. God damn it. Daddy, I've got a fly. Go away, fly. So you got the idea, so we get rid of that. hairdryer off. So that's now left us with our solid, fairly solid strands of glue. We'll let that cool for a second. While we're doing that, we'll shake up some paint. Spent 2 hours last night cleaning out my airbrushes, because after the last demonstration, the donut here, just put them straight back in the box. Don't do that. It takes you 2 hours to clean them out. So I'm using the chestnut iridescent paints for this. And I'm going to put in a bit of reducer into the brush. I have no idea. The chat seems to have packed up. Let me have a look. No, we've gone red again. This is
Should be back.
We should be back. Restore chat.
There you go.
Right, people, I am gutted. The broadband is just falling over all over the place. So I just carried on spraying dishearteningly. What I did is I started with a green iridescent. There, green. I then went over this in areas with a blue iridescent. And then I've been spraying over with a yellow iridescent. The yellow I've mixed into the brush with no thinners. Because the tip on the brush is a little clogged, it started to spit. So we're getting spots of yellow, which wasn't the idea, but it's the way the morning's going. So I just carried on with it really, and I thought, well, okay, it's an effect, we'll just use that. But you can see now, turning and mixing in the three colours, you get a tonal effect to the green. So, you know, think about your colours, and yellow and blue make green, so they will go with green, and we just play around with the colours. Now this one's got yellow measles, a bit like I feel this morning after the broadband episode. Eh? Mike, go away. You've ruined it. Of course we're going to peel the glue off.